What's going on, everyone? Listen, I want to talk about the WNBA situation. They have two former NBA players, Enes Kanter and Royce White, who have declared for the upcoming WNBA draft because they say that they are qualified because they are calling themselves women. And this is what, as it's a lot of different words you can call this. You can call it petty, you can call it facetious, you can call it childish, or whatever it may be. This is what needs to be done. And the reason I say this needs to be done is because we have been playing with the idea. Excuse me, I'm dirty. I'm actually doing some renovation work, so I'm just actually taking a break from doing that work to make this video. We've been playing with the idea that a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man, even though biologically it's just not possible and it's not logical. A person who was born a male, no matter what type of transition they attempt to go through, still physically has an advantage over a person who was born female. That's just facts. That's just the way it's been over time. And I don't know why the modern man thinks that they have cracked a code that no one else for thousands of years has been able to crack. Just because you put on a dress and you are a man, a person who was born male, no matter what you identify as, because I don't believe in any of that anyway. If you're born a male and you are an adult, you're a man. No matter if you have decided to remove your body parts below, and no matter if you decided to add on body parts on top, you're still a man. However, our society is in such a sick and twisted position to where you're shamed for saying these things, even though these things should be common sense for all people. We call people who dress like women who were born male women. And I think that's offensive to women. Just as if it's offensive to men that a person who was born female who dresses like a male and acts like a male, to call that a man. No, it's a female, it's a woman. Now, we all know this, and if you don't agree with this video ain't for you. And yeah, nothing that I say is probably gonna be for you because you're way out there, and that's okay. But I'm not for the people who are way out there. I'm for the people who operate off of basic logic and basic decency. If you're fighting for men to be called women, or males to be called women, and female or no identity at all, this is not the channel for you. This is not the video for you. Nothing that I say is going to probably be in alignment with what you believe. So it's not even worth watching. It's not worth commenting. It's not worth engaging with me because we're not going to see eye to eye. What I will say is that the WNBA has put themselves in a pickle. And this is what nobody is talking about. No one has brought this up. The risk that WNBA right now is taking, and I want y'all to be, this is a real risk. The risk that they are taking is if that they don't acknowledge these men who identifies themselves as women, because the WNBA has not put forth a declaration of what a woman really is. If they don't do this and they don't draft someone who may be serious, whether it's Enes Kanter or Royce White or whoever it may be, who said, I really do want to play in the WNBA because I am classifying myself as a woman, then they have a potential legal issue on their hands. It could be potential collusion. If they have the skill set to play basketball, they meet the criteria by considering themselves a woman, and there is an effort to not include them into the WNBA, when all things prove that they would be better than all WNBA players, or even if they're not better, which we know that they will be, they would be considered a top tier WNBA player, but there's an effort to not include them. There could be at the very least, collusion lawsuit. There's other legal ramifications for them not for them to band together to not include these men who are who are calling themselves women for the sake of getting into the draft. They need to tighten up, and we need to stop playing as a society and acting as if we're stuck on stupid. And we need to stop acting like we don't know what a man is and what a woman is just because we have a family member. We don't want to hurt that family member's feelings because that family member wants us to identify them as a woman even though they were born a male. And they've just spent $70,000 on getting body parts, that are relative to the identity that they are now telling everyone to identify them as. So now they're expecting you to call them that. No, we got to stop playing. I don't care if it's your mother who has done it. What you were born as is what you are. So if you were born as a woman, as a female, you are now a woman if you're an adult. If you were born as a male, you are now a man as an adult. No exceptions. And stop playing games as if we have the ability to truly change what biology has told us and has taught us. So that's the aspect that I want to bring to the table, the legal ramifications. There could be serious legal ramifications if they don't get this right very soon. If they don't get this right by the NBA draft, there could be serious legal ramifications. And if they do determine the definition of a woman to be anybody who identifies as a woman or female, which will include people who were born male, which now, of course, are men, and they choose not to allow those people to play in the WNBA, oh my God, it's the end. It's the end of the WNBA. You can't collude. That's the same thing that happened with, I don't know if y'all remember the Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick won a collusion. Well, he didn't win. He had a settlement on a collusion case against the NFL. It's the same thing. You can't collude to try to not include people to be a part of an organization that they're qualified to be a part of when that person has done no wrong. So we'll see how it plays. And I want whoever to watch this video to spread the word. You don't have to share my video. You can act like you came up with the idea. I don't care, but just something for you to watch out for. I haven't heard no one talk about this, but this is a definite possibility if they don't get this right. So anyway, this is a little bit different from what I typically talk about, but it needs to be talked about because this is still a part of bridging the gap. Our society is very different. Our society is very, with all due respect to everyone, it's weird. We live in a very weird society where we act like we don't understand basic principles of life. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna holla at y'all on the next one. If you got anything to comment, drop it down below. Holla at you.